O'Reilly.
Gura Margaret Cahirlock. At the outset, I'd like to welcome Minister Coveney to the House and acknowledge the fact that you have given this issue priority of attention from the beginning of your ministry, and it's something that resonates with everybody in Ireland, so that's important. I just want to begin by acknowledging the death and destruction and the horrendous events in Gaza, the West Bank, and indeed in Israel, right through and Jerusalem over the last number of days. At one point, it was 184 lives in Gaza, 10 in Israel, and as the Minister said, a quarter children. Whatever the figures currently up to this minute, they're horrendous figures, and they're a blot on humanity, and they are to be utterly condemned. Health facilities have been attacked. 2 prominent Palestinian doctors were killed. Roads leading to the hospitals and for ambulances were shelled and destroyed. The Jaleh Tower, as is referenced there by the Minister earlier, housing the international press and Al Jazeera, was razed to the ground. The Clinic of Medicine Sans Frontières was destroyed, and their work is thwarted in a huge way. And as has been said, 2.5 million people are bundled into Gaza in dreadful conditions. Another dimension to this conflict is the fact that there's a 20% Arab Palestinian population in Israel, and there's serious civil disorder there, and violence and destruction. And I suppose we're celebrating the anniversary of Ballymurphy here, and last week discussed it in this House, and what all of that proves is that might is not right, and this has to stop. In West Bank in 2021, this is something I'd like to look for a moment at the backdrop to all this. In the West Bank in 2021, 315 structures were demolished, 468 Palestinians displaced. In February alone, 153 properties were destroyed, displacing 305 people, including 172 children. A 65% increase this year on monthly demolitions. Since 1967, 250 settlements have been made. 650,000 settlers in East Jerusalem and the West Bank have been established. Accelerated expulsions and home demolitions is a feature now and in recent times, and there's been a 25% increase in the last few years. And notable cases in Sheikh Jarrah and East Jerusalem and in Sylvan area has been a huge difficulty. 640,000 settlers are residing in the West Bank under Israeli military control, and Israel withdrew from Gaza, but it maintains the blockade. So I just set the background, and I would just make the point too that the violence and the police activity at the Al-Aqsa Mosque was another very difficult background situation, and the settlements are thwarting the prospect of a two-state solution as they surround Jerusalem. The critical point here is that there's been a provocative background to this violence, and that there's need for something to be done. The settlements are in violation of the 4th Geneva Convention, Resolution 2234 of the UN, and on it goes, and the unemployment rate at 40% in Gaza, etc. But the basic point is that the UN, the EU, and the ICC must combine to act. In Ireland, as the Minister said, we support international law. We condemn the violence, whether it's from Hamas or it's from the Israeli side. Given the strength of the Israeli side, given that they have the might on their side, and given the history and the backdrop to this, and the fact that we haven't established the two states, I think there's a particular onus on Israel to take an initiative here and to be willing to come to the table and to be willing to almost unilaterally bring about a ceasefire. I think the onus is on Israel to lead out on this. The onus is on the EU, and I'm glad the Minister will be there tomorrow with his fellow Minister. The onus on the EU to act firmly. I hope that the UN can act in concert together before a few days are out. It's a shame if there's dissension there. Basically, to sum up, and I understand the time is up, Catherine, but it's a catalogue of destructive violence, of inhumane activity, and really it's a blot on our humanity. It's something that needs to stop, and Ireland has to be at the vanguard of leading on making it stop. Thank you.